Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Witness That Identity. As you know, guys, the election is coming up pretty soon. We're almost like about 2 weeks away, and that's very important. Um, so here today, we want to talk about the Republican, the Californian Republican, they committing voter fraud by having fake boxes, ballot boxes for mail-in voting. And Kyle Kulinski had a great video about that. I want to talk about it. I like his views, and I want to give you my view. And look at what he said about it, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna discuss it. Thank you.
Many other Republicans are now saying is that, oh my God, voter fraud is a huge issue. The election's going to be rigged. We already see what's going on. Trump has said, like, you got these people, they vote like 6 or 7 times. It's really unbelievable. It's really terrible. And they say this to try to, like, undermine a potential negative result. Obviously, if Trump wins, he won't. All of a sudden, the election that he was screaming is illegitimate, he's going to be like, it was legitimate because I won. But their rhetoric has really become unhinged. And that makes this story incredibly ironic. Appalling criminal conduct. California GOP accused of operating fake official ballot drop boxes. California's top election official is investigating reports that the state's Republican Party has set up unauthorized ballot drop boxes posing as official in several major counties, an illegal practice that could deceive voters into depositing their ballots at unsecure locations. Operating unofficial ballot drop boxes, especially those misrepresented as official drop boxes, is not just misleading to voters, it's a violation of state law. California Secretary of State Alex Padilla said in a statement responding to reports of unauthorized ballot drop boxes in Fresno and Orange counties. Quote, California Republicans are allegedly creating fake drop boxes and tricking California voters into depositing their ballots into them, or in them. Apparently they're trying to prove voter fraud is real by committing actual election fraud. That's exactly what this is. So as they're screaming about voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud, they commit voter fraud. And they're committing it, in their minds, to own the libs. So what they're doing is they're trying to set this up. See, look how easy the election can be undermined. Yeah, because you just did it. If you didn't do it, it wouldn't be undermined. You created the problem. They scream about the problem, they scream about the problem, they scream about the problem, but it's all projection. It's projection. So this reminded me, I mean, there was a study, and we covered this on the show. This probably came out in like 2016 or something, but there was a study of 2,068 alleged election fraud cases in all 50 states between 2000 and 2012. And get this, they found the level of fraud was, quote, infinitesimal compared with the 146 million voters registered over the 12-year period. The analysis found only 10 cases of voter impersonation, the only kind of fraud that could be prevented with what they want. They say voter ID is what they want. So think about that. Between the year 2000 and 2012, think of how many votes were cast in that time frame. Between the year 2000 and 2012, they literally only found 10 cases of voter impersonation. So in other words, it is just not an issue. So what's the real issue? The real issue is putting up unnecessary barriers to suppress the vote. As a general rule, the lower the turnout, the better Republicans do. The higher the turnout, the better Democrats do. So they keep trying to put up barriers to make it harder for people to vote. That's the whole point of voter ID laws. That's the whole point. Let's make it more difficult for poor people, people of color, to vote. Let's put up more and more barriers so that it's so much of a pain in the ass that people say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. So that's the real fraud. The real fraud is the unnecessary barriers. And by the way, there's a rich history of this. There's a rich history of this. Poll tests, poll taxes, usually very highly racialized. So let's keep everything in perspective. And this is such a great example of They're the ones doing it. But they think that when they do it, it doesn't count. Now, of course it counts. You're committing voter fraud to try to show voter fraud is such a terrible issue. That's why we're going to commit it. And just so everybody understands, the idea is put the fake ballot drop boxes in traditionally Democratic areas, so that a lot of these votes that are going to Democrats never get counted. That's the point of it. So they're the problem. They're committing voter fraud. Committing voter fraud to own the libs. That is literally what this is. Oftentimes, the stuff that Republicans scream the loudest about it's really what they're engaged in. It's projection. You know, honestly, perhaps this is a crass example to bring up in the context of this story, but we've seen it a million times where the loudest, most anti-gay voices on the far right who are fundamentalist Christians, they're the ones who are secretly gay. This is like very similar to that. We're going to scream about voter fraud, we're going to scream about how everything's fake, and then they're the ones doing the voter fraud, they're the ones messing with the election, screwing the left in the election. Now, is Trump going to tweet about this? Of course not. Why? Because he knows that what they're doing hurts the Democrats more. So he's in favor of that. He's definitely in favor of that. He's fine with that. He won't say a word about this. It's all so stupid, man. It's all so stupid.
Okay, so yes, so guys, you see this is getting very dangerous now. Some Republicans are putting fake boxes all over, and they are saying that you see how easy it is to fake the vote, to basically have voter fraud. This is how it is. For me, like, I think, like I heard what Kyle Kulinski said. It is true. It is a very minimal. It doesn't really happen. It's really not a problem, voter fraud and mailing ballots. But let's not lie to ourselves, guys. If it's mail-in ballots and you have ballot boxes, right? That's what exactly they call them, ballot boxes. Actually, I saw one next to a library, a ballot box next to a library. And let's say that ballot box is full. You mean to tell me that maybe the Republican has they have a point there? Somebody can, I mean, not the way the Republican do it, but somebody can easily destroy that box. It's a plastic box. You can put a bomb and blow up that box, and who's gonna know? So you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, just like there were riots that burned down buildings, so why cannot there be riots against ballot boxes if they really want to? Kyle Kulinski said that it's not a problem. People are not doing things. They're not. There's not really voter fraud, but there could be voter. How you call that? Like it's when you. I forgot the word for that. It's like when you destroy property. Vandalism. Yeah, there could be like voter vandalism of ballot boxes, because they put the ballot box in front of you and they make you see that this is a ballot box. So I'm asking myself, if somebody is really against they could go and fucking and really burn the boxes or put a bomb, like a pipe bomb, blow it up, and then all the mail in the box are destroyed. It's not impossible for it to happen. We have to understand those things, guys, that this is very dangerous. It's not easy. It's not that simple. So me, I feel what the Democrats are saying, but it's still risky. But I still think mail-in ballots is the best. I still believe that we should still go because we have the COVID-19. But guys, when the COVID-19 is over, I think we want to go to the polling booth and press the electronic button and and then it's counted right away. It's electronic. I prefer it like that because it is safer no matter what, guys. Nobody's gonna say no. You have a ballot box outside. Like if you were to compare it to when you go to the voting booth, you cannot tell to me that it's as safe as the voting booth. It's less safer, you know. So that's the way I look at it. Thank you, guys. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel. I like Kyle Kulinski's thing. I like to discuss his videos. So that's why I have a special group of videos that focus on him, because he has pretty good points. Alright, please subscribe to my channel and let me know what you guys think about my views.